Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is HD and we're back for a PTSL, I believe that's Prodigy Team Star League 2v2 Grand Finals, and I'm really excited for this actually because I was talking about this in the last game I did, which was game number 26 of HD Ladder Battles. Somebody sent these replays in to me. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the email right now. Let's see, where is it? Oh, yes, it was from ptslvods@gmail.com. Oh man, you can't get any better than that. I can pronounce that all day long. And this is, once again, yes, the grand finals of the PTSL, and it is a 2v2. And oh my god, I'm so excited. We have our favorite Zerg player from North America. It is Complexity's Cats, and his teammate, of course, a longtime teammate, in fact, Complexity's Drewby. These guys originally coming from Root. Big congratulations, of course, to Complexity for picking up this team. What a hero pickup. And on the other side of the map, well, not really quite on the other side, it's actually on the same side because Optic Zero from FXO is going to be doing a proxy gateway here. To start things off in this series, we are going to have some serious action. But before that proxy really goes down, it is FXO Optic Zero, a very good Protoss, and Dignitas's Select, an extremely good Terran Korean American. Everyone knows who he is, and they're gonna both be doing a double proxy here. Oh, but here comes Cats' Overlord. It is going to spot the shenanigans, and I wonder what Complexity is gonna do once they see this lineup, this double gateway, double barracks opening from both the enemies. And oh my god, Drewby is actually doing a double barracks proxy of his own. So what is Zerg Complexity Cats doing? Unfortunately, Zerg can't really proxy unless they're doing a proxy hatch, and at this point I almost feel like this is curtains for Cats. I really don't know what he can do because he's about to just get shoved everything down his throat, and he's gonna be screwed so badly unless Drewby can come out here and stop the SCVs from completing these barracks. And Select is gonna lose one of the SCVs building the barracks, but immediately the other SCV switches over, and that is gonna finish up the barracks because the Zealot for FXO Optic Zero comes out. It's gonna be able to ward away the SCVs. And what is Cats gonna do at this point? This is a pretty brutal setup. I love how they have the pylon well protected as well. It's a power grid here of Terran and Protoss combining and joining hands, and this could be pretty bad for Cats. Oh, but on the other side of the map, Drewby is going to be going for this bunker rush against Optic Zero. Oh, I'm so excited because this is like the first time I've ever casted a 2v2 in like years, literally. I don't remember the last time I did this. And it looks like Select and Optic Zero here are opting to go and switch it up over to Drewby, realizing that Drewby did this kind of proxy barracks attack, and basically his main is wide open for the pickings. And oh no, Drewby here is going to have to run all of his SCVs away. This is brutal, and I don't really know where they're going. They're forming a Congo line off into the jungle. Into the jungle, the mighty jungle, where the male Ursa dog sleeps tonight. Yeah. This is pretty bad for Complexity. I don't know what they're gonna do here, but they are setting up another bunker outside of FXO and Dignitas's base. And on the other side of the map, actually, Cats getting in a couple of Zerglings over to Select's main. And oh, both these guys are kind of doing this kind of all-in, shove it down your throat. Who's gonna have the last base standing? And oh my god, we're just gonna have a massive tier 1 battle here with Drewby and Cats actually doing a pretty good job here. The Team Complexity here is actually able to kill off all the workers from FXO Optic Zero and Select, and it looks like Select and Optic Zero are going to end up running out of money to fund forces, and they cannot break Cats' spine crawler defense. So the last base standing is Cats' base. Cat's base. And basically the last base standing is Cat's base and Select's base. Select, of course, having the option of flying in this space because he is Terran. But that's the end of the road for FXO Optic Zero. All he can do now is just have a couple of Zealots here or there and a couple of probes. And they're actually catching Drewby, who has floated his entire command center over, and he's going to replace it over at FXO Optic Zero's main. Oh, this is just getting uber confusing, but one thing to take away from this, guys, is this entire game, Complexity is still mining. Complexity Cats, that is, he is still mining with drones. Him and Drewby still have the most workers, in fact. With Drewby at 11, but he's not quite mining until he replaces his main over there. And you guys can see that Complexity Cats is at 7. But Select now on the mining run as well. He's got some harvesting going on, and it is at the gold minerals. And all the meanwhile, Optic Zero really only has 3 zealots, and that is it. He is not going to be rebuilding a Nexus anytime soon. I would argue it's really not even worth sending him 400 minerals to build a Nexus, because it's just going to slow down the build-up rate for Select by that much more. Now, it does look like Select and Optic Zero will have to defend against Complexity's attack here. These Zerglings trying to find an opening will be able to pick off a probe, and they are trying to find an opening into that main, but I don't think that Cats will be able to get that done. And it almost seems like both players now have kind of fallen into a very strange game here, but I feel like Complexity will be able to pull out ahead the further this goes, simply because they have 2 bases mining, whereas Select and Optic Zero do not. So as time goes on, this is actually getting worse and worse for these 2 players, for FXO, Optic Zero, and Dignitas Select, simply because Complexity is mining off of 2 bases, and I'm not exactly sure what these guys are going to do about it, what Team Select and Optic Zero will do. Looks like they have decided here the best option is to move out across the desert to try to strike Drewby's main, but this of course means that their own main is wide open, and oh no, Marine's able to kill off the refinery. Select relying obviously on his sole bunker here to keep things together, and meanwhile making an attack across the map. And I actually like this idea simply because FXO, Optic Zero, and D-Select know that they cannot win a long-term game. They have to make an attack and force Drewby's hand and make it into a one base versus one base, but it looks like Select has lost all of his harvesters, so it pretty much means that Select and Optic Zero are out of money, and what they've got is what they've got. They need to strike Cats' front door and finish him off, but Cats with a wall of spine crawlers, that pretty much means that I don't know how Select and Optic Zero are going to be able to break that down unless they have the magic password. And believe you me, the magic password isn't Stim. It isn't Please either. Oh, looks like Drewby is going to lose this command center here. At least it was spotted by Select. And Select and Optic Zero now realizing, okay, guys, it's all we've got is all we've got now. It's pretty much over unless we can break Cats' front door. And I just don't know how that's going to happen. That is a ton of spine crawlers. And Select and Optic Zero here are just not going to be able to do this. I can't imagine them breaking through this front door, but they are certainly going to try. It's going to be a suicide run into a wall of bricks. It's like banging your head against a wall of bricks. It just never quite works out unless you're looking to lose a lot of brain cells. And here we go. That is a lot of Marines, but the Banelings! Oh, nice micro by Select, microing off the Banelings. And Select is going to try to mosey himself on by the spine crawlers, and he gets in. But there are more Banelings morphing right now behind the mineral line. Cats, of course, obviously making all Lings and Banelings right now. It's all up to Select's micro. Can Select do it? Oh, he's going to lose all of his Marines because Cats has too many Zerglings, and I think that is going to be GG. But what a well-played game of 2v2 StarCraft that was, and oh, it's not quite over yet. Optic Zero was somehow able to fund a new Nexus, but Complexity Drewby is manner blocking the gas and some of the gold minerals with his barracks. Oh, this game is just getting out of hand at this point. I don't quite know what to say. In fact, Select is still kind of mining. He was able to fund a couple more SCVs and mules, and Optic Zero does have this Nexus here, but oh, here comes some links from Cats. Yeah, the thing here is Cats has so much more of an economy. He is booming right now. He is the first world country. Everywhere else, it is third world and below. And so Cats can impose his will across the world right now, and it is going to force Optic Zero and Select to GG. So, wow. That's a nice little kickstart to this 2v2 series. I wasn't exactly expecting all that to happen. All that in a bag of tricks. Yeah, I am super excited. The first game across the savannas of the prairie lands of the Lion King, and we're gonna move on to a second game right now. So make sure you guys stay tuned. I'm not going anywhere, and it's gonna come up right after this. HD signing out.